Hey sexy things, it's Kelster Makeup here and welcome to my channel, youtube.com/Kelster Makeup. And today I'm going to be doing a long overdue video for the one, the only Naked Palette 3. I'm finally doing my review of this palette. Today I'm actually not wearing the shadows, which is kind of a contradictory because usually in a review they wear the shadows, but I've been wearing this palette constantly for about I want to say 2 months, 2.5, like on and off, constantly. So I think you already know what I'm going to say in this video, but I'm just going to go ahead and say it. I absolutely and positively love this palette. It is amazeballs, and I'm going to tell you why. I've actually have like everything written down, so let me just scroll my notebook. So I first want to go through my pros of the palette, and then I'm going to hit y'all with some cons, okay? Alright, so my first pro of the palette is that I love the packaging of it. Comparing all three palettes together, Naked Palette 1, Naked Palette 2, and finally 3, I think this is actually my favorite packaging. And then my second favorite packaging would be the Naked Palette 1. Only because I love this rose gold and like this like pretty like indentation waviness that's in the palette. I like that it's, you know, really pretty. I like that it's compact. I do like the metal casing. I'm starting to get used to it. And I like that it's more durable. Comparing it to the Naked Palette 1, it's a lot more durable, but as comparison to the Naked Palette 2, it's a lot cuter. I absolutely love all of the rose gold tones. They're so beautiful, and they're a really good take on neutral colors. I mean, you don't have to just do like, you know, kind of the Naked Palette and Naked Palette 1 are kind of like the basics, the kind of things you automatically think of in your mind. You think of neutrals, you think of like the really, you know, golds, browns, you know, things like that. I have to say, out of all three of the Naked palettes, I have to say I'm favoring these colors a lot more. I feel like I can make tons of really good looks out of this palette and use every single color, not in just one look, but in several different looks. And I can always just kind of use this one palette. I might combine just my blending shade, which is Saddle by MAC, everybody knows that. But other than that, I don't have to necessarily grab, you know, single pot shadows or a lot of different things to combine with this palette to make it into a look. I find that this palette completes a look perfectly by itself. I actually sometimes probably don't even need to use my blending shade. I've actually been using Nooner a lot, which is a kind of pinkish grayish brown tone, which is actually a really good transitional shade for my skin tone. Favorite thing about this is that it looks great on all skin tones. Honestly, it really does. It looks great on from the lightest fairest girl to the darkest chocolatiest girl you can think of. It looks amazing, and for all the skin tones in between. I know some girls, especially myself, being, you know, a brown skin tone or anyone darker than me, you would think to yourself, huh, is this palette gonna look good on me? I mean, automatically when I looked at this palette, I was like, there's not enough dark tones in here. But it really is. Like a lot of these shades here, I use for the lid and Nooner. I was surprised that I can use it, you know, to blend and transition, all of that. It is a really beautiful color. And then you have colors like Blackheart, Dark Side, and Mugshot, which are absolutely gorgeous to use in the crease or to use in a smoky look. I mean, it's awesome, so pretty. And then Strange, I love using that just as a highlight color or in the inner tear duct. A lot of these colors, don't be weary that some of these shadows may be like, you know, oh, they might look a little bit pasty on my darker skin tone. Don't even think about that, because you can use those for so many other things. Your highlight, your inner tear duct, under your eye, brightening your eyeshadow. There's a million ways you can use lighter colors, so don't just think you have to have something that's, you know, darker and richer in color and pigmentation to pick up on your eye space. Not the case for this palette. Another thing I want to say I love about this palette is the brush. The brush is super amazing. It comes with a brush, girl. It's totally worth the money. It's, you know, matches the whole rose gold flare with it. It's dual-ended, double your money. You get the kind of flat brush you can use to apply color on your lid. Small enough to do a little detail work so you can get in your inner tear duct. And I love the kind of blending in of this brush. Both of these brushes, I think the price I'll list in the video, but for each end of this brush I think is like $30 or $20 something, so it is pretty pricey for each of these brushes individually, so you're getting a great value with that. The only sad thing I can say about this palette is that these shadows are all one of a kind, limited edition. You can't find them in single pot, which kind of sucks because I would definitely get tricked in a single pot shadow. Hopefully Urban Decay actually comes out with this shadow. You can buy it on its own, but they don't have it, which kind of sucks. And that's one of the cons I can think of. Also is the packaging. I didn't really like the box packaging it came in. I don't even think I have it anymore. Do I have it? I didn't love the box packaging, and I'll insert a picture of it. It's just kind of simple, it's kind of plain. I like the clear packaging that came with the first Naked 1 and Naked 2. I just wish the Naked 3 had that packaging. Also, I didn't like the primer samples. I think I either gave mine to a friend or threw them away. I don't like that whole you can use the primer over and over again, it'll last you a week kind of thing. I wish they would just give us a travel size Urban Decay Prime Potion like they used to. I think it's kind of a cop-out that they didn't put that in the palette, and I wish they would have. So that's so much for what I think of the packaging. I'm not really a fan of that. And then my last and final gripe with this palette is one shadow in particular, and it is dust. Dust is kind of just how it's described, like dust. It flies away, it's really crumbly. It's the hardest shadow in this whole entire palette to work with. It's probably my least favorite. It is a really pretty color, but it is so crumbly, and even when you pick it up, I mean, it just doesn't even swipe on, you know, evenly. It's very crumbly, but I have found my best way of using the shadow is just as a highlighter inner tear duct. I can't apply it all over the lid because it's just too much fallout, but I really do like applying it on the highlight and in the inner tear duct. I could apply it on the lid if I use a really super sticky base, but that is my only gripe with this palette. I wish they would have, you know, made this shadow a lot more structured or smoother, or at least stick together. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. I absolutely love this Naked Palette 3. I completely think it's worth the money. $53. Yeah, it may seem like a lot, but you're gonna get your money's worth. Trust me. You're gonna get so many looks out of this palette, and you definitely need to get one, girlfriend. Thank you so much for watching my review and watching my channel. Hopefully you subscribe if you like my videos and you want to see more. And leave comments, questions below that you want me to answer, and I'll be sure to get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you so much, and y'all have an awesome, wonderful day. Okay, bye!